So, Skullcandy is a brand that's been around with me for quite a while, dating back to my more emo days where I picked up a pair of Skullcandy inked from the local Virgin Megastore, to listening to way too much Funeral for a Friend and straightening my hair way too much, literally to the point that the ends were like super frazzled. But do you know what I've grown to love more than that recently? Stuff that is cheap and good. I mean, take a look at my previous videos, you'll see that I talk a lot about price in all of my reviews. You can think of me as the David Dickinson of gadgetry, except I don't look like a citizen of the capital who's got busy with a tin of Ronseal. But I did promise somewhere towards the end of that Master and Dynamic NW08 review, which you can find by clicking the eye above my head, that I would be looking at some cheaper earbud options, some more budget tier stuff that may be of interest to everybody, not just a very limited few. And well, how does 30 quid or $25 sound to you? Pretty good, right? Well, I think I've got something here that's cheap as chips, but not shit because of it. And I would like to introduce you to the Skullcandy Dimes, which is without doubt the smallest true wireless earbuds I have ever seen. But are they any good? Let's get into it. Hey up, and welcome to New Rising Media, your home of hands-on reviews and gloves off opinions about tech and gaming. I'm Jason England, or our nerd journalist, and I thank you, right there, for taking the time out of your busy day to check out this video. Cheers. Right, Skullcandy Dimes. At this price, we already know that they're not going to be the best things in the world. They're not going to be the audiophile's choice, let's say. But are they good enough? Will they do you well as a quick, cheap fix for a lack of true wireless earbuds in your life? Let's find out, and let's tuck in. Bloody hell. Don't have nails for this. So, let's get this open. And the packaging comes out halfway to reveal the Dime earbuds. Let's see if there's anything else. Some extra tips. Nice addition there for the big ear crowds out there. Got a small charging cable with the USB half to the micro USB. And last but not least, slightly ripped now, the paperwork. Let's get all this out of the way, shall we? And let's focus on the earbuds. Now, this is about the size of my car key. In fact, give me a sec. Look at that. It's actually a little bit smaller than my car key. Pretty damn impressive. Bit of plastic film on the back here. Ooh. And then to get access to them, we simply open the case. And not only are they small, they are very light. Big fan of this. When I think about the wearability of these, they're not going to cause any particular earache by being heavier. And as a frame of size comparison, not quality comparison, because comparing 30 quid earbuds to 280 pound earbuds is a bit unfair. Let's get one of these out and let's see what we have. So arguably quite similar in size. Right, how's about we go through some specs? These are IPX4 water and sweat resistant earbuds with a battery life that is rated to last a total of 12 hours, with 3.5 in the earbuds and 8.5 in the case itself. You've got all your true wireless earbuds gubbins in here, including like auto connects, built-in microphones, controls on the earbuds themselves to use them on the go, hands-free. You get 6mm drivers inside each of the buds to deliver what I expect will be a pretty bass-heavy sound, as is customary with Skullcandy products. And it weighs in at a measly 32 grams. That is insanely light. And for those who just need something small and portable for their commutes, this is already beginning to look like a pretty ideal option. But I will save all that for the review, where I will check in with you in about a week's time. So you never guess what? I got a haircut.
Look at them sideburns. He looks like a girl. Now, Johnny Unitas, there's a haircut you could set your watch to.
But I digress. Now that I've had a week with the Skullcandy Dimes, there's answer the obvious question here for a budget pair of true wireless earbuds. Are they any good? Because we're all smart here. Well, you guys are. I wouldn't be so sure about myself. But one thing we all know is that to make them this cheap, Skullcandy has cut some corners. What those corners are, we'll find out by putting these up against what I think are the key tests for earbuds. The hardware, more specifically the durability, the comfort and the usability of them, the sound quality, the call quality and the battery life. So straight off the top, I can say that these are very small and very light. Seriously, it's crazy just how feather light these are when you get them in your hand. And to do this, they've used pretty cheap feeling plastic on the case and on the buds themselves. Nothing too overly offensive here, but you can feel the value here. And as you could have probably told from the unboxing part of this video, this doesn't just take size cues from a car key, it also takes visual cues with the back to the earbuds forming the buttons on it, which I think is pretty cool, but there's a bit of a trade-off here. Let me explain. To charge earbuds, you usually have like contact points within the case. The problem when you take these out is that there are 2 holes in the case itself over the top of the contact points. And in my experience, there was a time when I left a tissue in my pocket when I put my jeans in the washing machine, and when I stuck these in here, a bit of the debris got caught on the contact point and the earbud didn't actually charge. So be extra careful about any debris that may be around the contact points, otherwise you're gonna have a bad time. And when you've taken them out, again, the lightness here is really impressive, especially when paired with the IPX4 water and sweat resistance, which makes them pretty comfortable and pretty damn durable, with pretty decent staying power even when running and doing anything particularly strenuous. Don't know why I had to demonstrate that there, but there you go. Everything is operated on the back by buttons, which I'll be honest, is way better than the touch surface or touch controls that you normally get on the back of other earbuds, such as my Skullcandy Indie ANCs. Nobody has managed to get touch surfaces right on true wireless earbuds yet. So only time I get to use a pair that use actual buttons to do stuff is warmly welcomed. There's just a small learning curve of remembering all the button press combinations to do things on there, and then you're flying. One final bit just to make sure I've got it out there in the clear. I am not a fan of this. The use of micro USB to me seems like a bit of an unnecessary corner cutting exercise. I would have greatly preferred USB-C, but it seems we're going to stick with old I/O here for the time being. Now for the important part here. Do they sound any good? This is probably the bit I was most dreading about doing this review, because when you look at how small they are, you feel the cheap plasticky build, and you take a look at the spec sheet that says that this has a mere 6mm driver, you can't help but immediately think, yeah, these are gonna sound pretty bad. But surprisingly, they're actually not that bad. In fact, I would even go so far as to say they sound good. Not great, not fantastic, nowhere near ranking up highly in my books, but better than you'd probably expect from something this cheap. Because going back to what I said on my MW08 review, you see a lot of earbud makers commonly overinflate the bass to give an impression of good sound, because the main thing people care about is warmth. That's not to say it's a bad move, it just comes at the cost of some of the detail and the highs and the mids, and can generally give that impression of feeling a little bit overprocessed. The Skullcandy Dimes do exactly the same thing and commonly sound exactly the same as a lot of the mid-tier earbuds that do this. However, these aren't mid-tier earbuds. They are budget earbuds for 30 quid. And on that level, they are pretty damn nice for what you get. Don't expect to hear every instrument of an orchestra through this, but for songs, podcasts, TV shows, YouTube clips, they sound just fine. More than fine when you remember just how cheap these are. One big corner that has been cut here to reduce costs is the lack of noise cancellation. They do try and combat this with what they call a noise isolating design. So circle of this bit fills a good chunk of this bit of my ear, but you'll get a fair bit of ambient noise leakage. As for calls, they're not great, let's be honest. they're kind of usable in, I'd say, about 50% of my tests. All of the situations where they do work are indoors, where the noise is a little bit more controlled and a little bit more isolated by windows and the such. You do come through sounding a little bit compressed, but at the end of the day, it's just making sure that you are clear and legible, which you are half the time. The other half is the moment that you step out of your front door, you sound like you're underwater while the microphone is doing its best to capture everything around you, and the slightest hint of a car will completely wash you out and you will be hard to hear. I spent a fair few calls when I was testing these, switching back to taking the call normally on my phone, so it's not a complete hands-free replacement. But if that's not your main motivation and you're spending most of your time indoors, they're fine. And let's address the very obvious downside here. With that small size, the case and the earbuds, the battery life, it's not great. It takes a severe hit. Skullcandy says you'll get 3.5 hours out of the earbuds on a single charge. You get more around 2.5. And it says combined with the case you get 12 hours, which is more like roughly 9 or 10. The case doesn't support Qi wireless charging, so you can't just pop it down somewhere and just let it do its thing. And it doesn't have fast charging either, so you can't save yourself when you're in that classic battery life clutch moment. But to Skullcandy's defense, for most of you out there who will probably just pop these in for a quick commute of an hour to work or a couple of hours of walking, they're fine. But it's for those people like me who wear earbuds quite regularly to kind of immerse themselves in work and eliminate background sound. That's when the battery life becomes a problem. Balance all these elements together, you've got a pretty decent pair of true wireless earbuds. They sound all right. They're small, light and durable. The Bluetooth 5 connection is strong and I only lost connection a couple of times. But that's not to say there are some downsides, because spoiler alert, anything on the cheaper end will make compromises here and there, such as the battery life, the build materials, the weird case design exposing the charging points, and the extremely so-so call quality. This is a pretty balanced set of ups and downs for earbuds like this. And let's say I was talking about the old Skullcandy Indies that I reviewed on my blog a few years ago. With a pretty balanced set of pros and cons like that, I would be scoring it smack bang in the middle, around the 5 or 6 region. They're not the full true wireless solution that these kinds of earbuds should be. But we're not talking about a £100 pair of earbuds. We're talking about something that is £30, $24.99. For what you get, that is really good value for money. And it makes these a no-brainer for anybody who needs a pair of earbuds that are cheap as chips, that sound good enough. And they are certainly very unique in their size and weight. And before I wrap this up, I want to talk to Skullcandy out there. You are onto something with this. To succeed in the true wireless game, it seems like you need to do something unique or stand out in some way, shape or form. Otherwise you end up seeing all of your attention swallowed up by the AirPods. But with the Dimes, you've made something that really sets itself apart. Not just in the budget earbud market, but you could even go beyond. If you were to take this concept and lean in a little harder on some of the premium aspects, add in the 12mm drivers of the Indies, add noise cancellation, add wireless charging to the case, upgrade the materials that you've built these from, and increase the price to, let's say, the same as these, 75 to 100 quid, then I truly do think that you would have a hit on your hands. Currently, the Dime is the equivalent of Skullcandy placing the ball on a penalty spot, and what they need to do now is smash this into the back of the net by taking this concept and running with it. Give me a must buy. Okay, that's it's gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for watching. It means the world that you would stick around. But I want to know what you think. Are you curious about these Skullcandy Dimes? Are you interested in picking up a pair of true wireless earbuds? I have a couple more models in around this price range, some a bit more, to review over the coming months. So if you are on the lookout, tell me what your price range is in the comments and let's chat. I'm sure I can help you by making some recommendations. And as always, likes if you enjoyed the video, subs if you loved it, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.